What makes up an ecological community? Imagine walking through a lush forest or a vibrant coral reef. Have you ever wondered what makes up the living parts of these environments? Well, it's all about the different species living and working together. An ecological community is like a big team of plants, animals, fungi, and tiny microorganisms all sharing the same space. These species don't just coexist, they interact in many ways that keep the environment balanced and functioning. The first thing to know is that a community has a variety of species, which is called species diversity. This means the number of different types of plants, animals, and other organisms in an area. The more diverse a community, the more stable it tends to be. Some communities might have just a few species, while others can have hundreds or even thousands. This variety helps the ecosystem bounce back from disturbances and keeps it healthy. Next, populations of each species can be big or small. Population abundance refers to how many individuals of each species live in the area. Some species might be very common, like grass in a meadow, while others are rare, like a certain type of orchid. The balance of these numbers influences how the community functions and how energy flows through it. In plant communities, you'll often see different growth forms like trees, shrubs, and herbs. These forms shape the physical structure of the environment. Tall trees provide shade and habitat, while low-growing herbs fill in the spaces. This structure affects how animals and other organisms use the space and resources. Within a community, some species are more influential than others. Dominant species are those that are most abundant or have the most biomass. They shape the environment and influence other species' survival. Keystone species, on the other hand, might not be the most numerous but are vital for maintaining the community's diversity. Their actions can control the population of other species and keep the ecosystem balanced. A community also has a food web, which shows how energy and nutrients move from one organism to another. Producers like plants make their own food through photosynthesis. Consumers eat plants or other animals, and decomposers break down dead matter, recycling nutrients back into the soil. This feeding relationship is called the trophic structure and is essential for the health of the ecosystem. Interactions among species are everywhere. Some compete for resources like food or space. Others, like predators and prey, have a direct relationship. Mutualism benefits both species, like bees pollinating flowers, while parasitism benefits one at the expense of the other. These interactions help shape the community and determine which species thrive. Environmental factors like soil type, climate, and moisture also influence what species can live in a community. Communities tend to form under specific conditions and often recur in similar habitats. They are shaped by both living organisms and non-living elements like temperature and sunlight. Over time, communities change with the seasons or year after year. Some species reproduce in spring, while others are active in winter. These patterns, called periodicity, influence how the community develops and responds to changes. Finally, the edges where different communities meet are called ecotones. These areas often have higher species diversity because they include species from both neighboring communities. The edge effect makes these zones especially rich in life and interactions. Understanding what makes up an ecological community helps us see how life is interconnected. It shows us how species depend on each other and their environment. This knowledge is key to protecting ecosystems, restoring damaged habitats, and making sure nature continues to thrive. Whether it's identifying keystone species or understanding food webs, knowing the parts of a community helps us appreciate the delicate balance of life on Earth.